Greetings and salutations. It's Quizzaciously, and we're back for some more Pokemon Unite. This time, I'm not going to play Delphox. I'm feeling like playing something a little different. Maybe a support, maybe a tank, maybe an attacker. I'm leaning more toward the support. And the reason why is Mr. Mime. In the previous video, you saw me fighting against Mr. Mime, and that Mr. Mime was doing rather well using Power Swap and Psychic. It's a rather interesting combo. Now, normally you can use like Power Swap with Confusion, I believe. And when you do that, what happens is it stuns the opponent when you hit them. It's a nice little combo. Now, the other combo is you Power Swap and you use Psychic. It applies Psychic underneath you and your Power Swap target, depending on who the Power Swap target is. But there's a little thing that most people don't do. And it's something that I stumbled onto. This kind of goes off into the whole, what's the words I'm looking for here? Hold on. Kind of Call of Duty area, where I take a different look at things, right? So the thing that most people don't do when dealing with, say, Mr. Mime... No, not Dodrio. There we go. And you'll notice, right here, you have your hood, the experience share, and then the incense. Now that incense, the cursed incense, much like the cursed bangle, is not used by anybody. I mean, like, hardly at all. You might see maybe one or two people use the incense or the bangle at all. Well, let me tell you something. That bangle and the incense is absolutely pivotal at crushing a heal-heavy team, like with Eldegoss, Snorlax. They have good amount of healing. Same way with Scizor. You could actually solo Scizor if you have a bulky enough Mr. Mime, because Scizor's self-healing with Bullet Punch doesn't really work as well, because the incense keeps eating it away. And of course, Psychic also lowers special defense, so you can kind of see where that synergy comes into play. I had to think of the word synergy. I'm struggling a little bit. Now, the thing about a support with a experience share on, had to think of the term, had to think of what the item was. There we go. Snag that away from him. Now, when you use experience share, you're not supposed to get any of the kills. Now, not a lot of people know that. Some people do, but not a lot know it. And so, why were you there? You shouldn't have been that deep, my friend. Yep, get out of there. Their Snorlax came down to the bottom. I was out of position, and I shouldn't have been. And that's the thing, is knowing that you're out of position. I was also trying to make sure that the Larvitar gets a farm, because if the Larvitar doesn't get a farm, you're in trouble. Because you kind of need that, like, late game farm. trying to prevent it from getting scores. It's not looking good. Like, you need that, like, I don't know. You need to prevent them from getting the kills. You need to prevent them from getting the farm. It's just, you just need to really be on your toes. And Mr. Mime's kind of hard to get going, but he also, I wouldn't say peaks sooner, but he gets to what I would call the pinnacle of his build sooner. See? You can kind of bully people and get them and push them away. Now, if you can, like... Yeah, I'm dead. It's because the last hit of Psychic didn't incapacitate him. And so, well, now we've got someone AFK. Like, we can... It's still doable, it's still able to be reclaimed. It's not, you know, the game's not completely over. But it's not looking good. We just need to get, you know, some of the team to get moving in the right direction. Huh? This is exactly what I'm talking about right here. That right there was exactly what I'm talking about. And that's how you destroy a heavy healing of Snorlax or something like that. See, I need to latch on to Tyranitar, but I can't because Tyranitar just goes out and gets killed. And I'm trying to keep my level at least somewhat concurrent, but with one of the teammates just being AFK, I don't think it's gonna work. Like I said, we could still come back, win it late game. It's totally possible. I mean, and it's because of Mr. Mime being, well, Mr. Mime, of course. I almost had him. And my teammate just backed out of it, and they shouldn't have. Like, this is what I mean about your team needs to know what they're doing. They need to be very well read into positioning and everything. Yeah, your healing doesn't work, buddy. Yeah, he's dead. And that's not looking good. Pop. Oh, I'll just power swap him then. There we go. Oh, I have more interference. Pretty sure this game's over. I mean, it's got 3 minutes remaining. They're allowed to be hyper aggressive in the jungle. I mean, I don't see why the group's sticking around for it right now. I really don't. The game will be won or lost at basically the Rayquaza, at the Rayquaza fight. I mean, I'm behind on levels too, so that's not helping anything. And it's, like I said, it's not helping. Yep. It's definitely over. They just wiped 3 of us bottom. Lucario's going top to do nothing. And they're gonna get Rayquaza. Yeah, this one's in the books. Unfortunately, my team wasn't wise enough to see it. I mean, yeah, look at that. You just had a Venusaur going Solar Beam, and it's not gonna work. Like, Solar Beam Venusaur is only if you're ahead. Like, you have to be way ahead on the fights to be able to do Solar Beam Venusaur and not be absolutely slaughtered by it. I mean, we're down by 400 points. It's not going to change anything. But to be truthful, it's not, because now they're just scoring another 100 right there. That's alright. I can at least harass. I could harass Slowbro a little bit. Yeah. It's, you know, it is what it is. And that's the thing, is that game was lost way early on. There was one chance to get it back, and we couldn't do it. We couldn't pull it back. I heavily relied on the Tyranitar getting a farm early. And also, I mean, if you look, let's just look at the battle data here. The Lucario did 18,000 and he went AFK. The Tyranitar did 43,000. I mean, when your support's doing more damage than your Tyranitar, and taking more damage than your Tyranitar, it tells you that your team just wasn't there. They just did not show up to fight. It was just nothing. But I'll play another. I don't know why I was back out to main menu. It's force of habit. It really is a force of habit. And I think it's kind of lame that the team just really didn't try. I mean, like when the Lucario, when somebody goes AFK, I do like that they do the loss prevention, right? So that you don't get completely shafted because one of your teammates decided to back away, and you just kind of are stuck there waiting, you know, and then they cost you the game. I kind of like how they fix that so that that doesn't happen. But to me, I think it needs a little bit more finesse. I think if your teammate is AFK for long enough, you should be able to just back out of the game completely. But you shouldn't even have to bring up a concede vote. It should just come up and say no contest. Though there are times that we have won with a 4v5, it's rather rare. I'm gonna play another one as Mr. Mime, because hopefully we don't have a team that's not paying attention. Because Lucario wasn't paying attention, and then when he dove in deep, and there was 3 people there, and I was out of position in an area. Yeah, it wasn't good. It was not a good start, not a good play, and so you know I could have done better. I personally could have done better. The Lucario could have done better. The Venusaur could have gone with the Giga Drain into, you know, what was it, Petal Dance, I believe? I believe it's called Petal Dance. Instead of going Sludge Bomb into Solar Beam. Granted, that hits harder, but if you have the frontline support for it and you're ahead in the game ever so slightly, Venusaur can pick up a lot of kills that way. But if you're behind, you have to kind of know to pull the levers and pivot, and then play your Venusaur more as an aggressive type to kind of try to get back the lost ground. So if you're falling behind, you might want to consider going Giga Drain, Petal Dance. Petal Dance allows you to move faster. Your Vine Whip, your third Vine Whip does like a mini stun, so you could play Venusaur in a more aggressive fashion at that point and pull it back. I'm still hoping for a good Rayquaza fight where you can really see where you're not supposed to like engage the Rayquaza, so to speak. You're supposed to kind of really go in on the team fight first and foremost. Dude, you're supposed to steal the kills. You're supposed to take... What are you doing? There we go. You know, you're supposed to be more of an aggressive player. Like I said, you're supposed to give all of your farm to your actual bottom laner if you're playing with a support. Nope. That ain't happening. There we go. Split them up a little bit. And you split them up like that, you know, try to get them separated out by using barrier and everything. It's better that way. I mean, they're trying to feed their Charizard pretty hard. I'll be 100% honest on that. And it's kind of funny. Ah. Nope. Out. Back out of that. Back out of that. He's gonna dive in and snipe. Uh-huh. What did I just say? But no, don't listen to the Mr. Mime. What does the Mr. Mime know? And it's like, you have to be very conscious of where people are. Like, if you people out there decide to play this game, you have to be very conscious of where your players are at all times. Because you have to know where they're gonna go. You almost have to anticipate their maneuvers. Which sounds harder than it is, but it's actually quite easy to anticipate their maneuvers. Got him. It was the worst possible decision that bird could have made right there. See what happens? Don't go top. Don't go top. See, this right here is where people are making a bad move. It's a big mistake. Just score your points. Take that bonus. Then you can go top. Because if you die, what happens? You lose it all. You don't want to lose all those points out there. Now see, we're ahead. This is a perfect time where one of our people on our team could go more of an offensive build, could try to, you know, swing a little heavier at the fences, so to speak. And I died to the Reg Ice, but that's okay. We got the kill, and we got the double kill down there, and we got the Reg Ice kill. That's going to be a lot of points going in, so, you know, sometimes you got to make that sacrifice play, too. You don't think it, but having a support sack play it's been the difference between a winner and a loser before. It sounds terrible, but it works. He's dead. Yep. And that's the thing about Mr. Mime. Say, even when you're similar in strength on the board, Mr. Mime can be very hard to take down because of power swap. Now see, right there. That, what's his name? Greninja should have committed to that fight. He should have seen the threat there, fighting with, you know, with me and trying to make a run for it, and he should have committed to that fight and called in and just said, "Hey, yo, I'm coming in there. I'm gonna kill it. That's fine. Take the kill. I don't care. It means nothing to me." Like getting that kill, absolutely pointless. You know, if I got the kill, it's not like Mr. Mime needs the experience, because he doesn't. And team wiped. I got 4 kills, or 3 kills. Now, that's not what Mr. Mime is supposed to do. He's not supposed to be running around killing everybody. Again, when you do that proper support Mr. Mime with power swap and psychic, it just eats their healing. Like that incense procs eats their healing. Psychic's AoE also lowers their special defense. It's very hard to combat against. But you just have to have a team that's paying attention. Like, honestly, like, it's one of the biggest things being mobile, really, is the attentiveness of your team. So you can, like, see how we're all bottom here? Now, we've got we got this goal over here that we could probably crush. Leaving this here is a bad idea. You don't want them to get that farm, and you don't want them to get the EXP, so always try to take the aggressive farm. Because if you can take the aggressive farm on their side, then it's basically like taking the food out of your enemy's mouth. Think about it like conquering, say, Europe or, you know, anything like that. Like it's just some form of conquest. Taking that away from them is huge. See, now right now that Sylveon portaled back, which is fine. Perfectly fine. She was at low health. I wouldn't have expected her to stay there. She'd have gotten clobbered. It wouldn't have been a good idea. Good that she backed out. But she probably could have snuck the score in at that time. She probably could have. Okay. Now you just kind of play a buffer zone. Let him get the kill. Let him get the cap there. And now we can go in on the Rayquaza fight. Now, again, never engage the Rayquaza first. I cannot stress that enough. All that's down, all that's dead right now is Venusaur. So you're going to want to post up in places like here, or over here on this side so they can't come in and snake the kill. And trust me, it's possible to do with a lot of sniper classes. Venusaur's able to do it. very readily, and it's better to not have the teams have that opportunity to take care to do that. You can't stop Mr. Mime. Although I think she's using full heal to remove power swap, which is a smart move. I mean, that is absolutely smart. One of the smartest things I've seen on a Blissey. Now, if she's got, I think aromatherapy is the one that says that she can remove certain abilities. Yeah, see, there's no shot. You've got no shot, pal. You're dead. Now, even without the shield from Rayquaza, Mr. Mime is actually very good. He doesn't get a whole lot of health. And again, these builds are malleable. You can kind of bend them and flex them around and play with them a bit. And you can come up with a build that works best for you. And when you do, you know, it's you know, key. Because if you can get to a good build, a good solid build, then it'll be like the build you rest on. No problems. For me, I don't like putting up the multi-barriers and using Confuse. A lot of people do. But, you know, I did the most DPS. As a Mr. Mime. What you're meant to do, but who knows, you know? It's... You never can tell what it's gonna be like when the game ends. Now, a lot of the time I do take top damage, top performance on like supports and whatnot, and that's because I've played support a lot throughout the years. I've played tons and tons of support. But at the same time, hey, I hit Ultra 1. How about that? Next few days, I'm going to see if I can hit Master. Again. Like I said, I've hit Master twice. And it was a few seasons apart. But we'll see what happens. I'll collect my rewards here, and I'll call it for this video. But now before I have a little bit of insight that I want to give. When dealing... For those of you that have never really played a MOBA, when dealing with certain team compositions, it's important to note what role is meant for who, right? So, when you get to, say, like, a defensive Pokemon, what does their role consist of? And it's not just to be a frontliner. I know that sounds weird, but hear me out. I'm going to kind of round off this video this way. You take a look at things like Delphox. It's an attacker. Obviously, you know it's to attack. Best way to play certain attackers like Delphox, like Pikachu, are to be at maximum range and to try to maximize the damage from that range. Because obviously you're frail, you're a glass cannon, so there's that problem. When you have physical attackers, like the melee all-rounder like Charizard, he's more of a brawler. You want to be in there, but you don't want to be the first one in the door. He's really good at taking someone out of the fight because of his Unite move. Basically, Seismic Toss, pile drives him right into the earth. And then you can breathe fire on him and just raise Cane. And it's really important to have that little bit of nuance to it. So like when you grab them and you go to pile drive them into the earth, it takes that person out of the fight for a few seconds. If you are taking a healer out of the fight for a few seconds, guess what happens? They can't heal, they can't support, they can't put up a shield. That restricts their ability and their capacity to help in a team fight. Best job for Charizard is to come around and flank from the side. Is to engage late to a fight. Not too late that your team's dead and you're the only one left, because you'll just end up dead anyway. Defenders, and this is something that I've learned from many, many years of playing MOBAs. Defenders, tanks, heavy hitters like Blastoise, like Slowbro, like Snorlax, Mamoswine, Crustle, Trevenant, and even there are some others that can do it. Greedent can do it, and even Garchomp can do it. There is a way to build a defensively minded Garchomp. We can get into that, and I'll tinker around with that a little bit more, but their job is to initiate the fight. Just because they have a lot of health doesn't mean that, oh, I'm here to soak all the damage. No. You gotta be the first one in. Even if you die, you gotta be the first one in, last one out. Because you're the initiator. Look at all of their abilities. You take a look at Crustle, and you take a look at his X-Scissor. X-Scissor thrusts him forward 3 times. That's an initiation move. It pushes people around. It stops him from casting abilities. He's got the Rock Tomb that can prevent them from escaping. It's always great. Or you can even prevent them from engaging you if the engagement doesn't look favorable. Trevenant's got Wood Hammer. Some people like to use Curse. That's up to them. He's got Wood Hammer. That slows him, that stuns him, and he gets 2 stuns if he lands the first one. Those 2 stuns are huge. He also has Pain Split, which causes the enemies to stop DPSing him. Now, that's what catches people off guard a lot, because if you take a look at Trevenant real quick, and you take a look at his moveset, if you get to Pain Split, a lot of people like to use Horn Leech, and Horn Leech is good in its own right, don't get me wrong. Horn Leech, thrusts forward, gains health, and it also pushes them up in the air, gives them like an uppercut, which also removes them from combat for a bit. Those things are great. Don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted. It's a wonderful move. And it's great for disruption. This, however, makes the enemy team have to pivot. And getting an enemy team to try to pivot from nuking somebody is almost impossible. So if you Pain Split straight away, what happens? They're going to nuke hard on that target, right? Because you're the first one there. So you basically get in there. You can even use your eject button to get into the fight. You eject button into the fight, throw down the Pain Split. They're all gonna dive on you. And what it does is it redirects damage to the one you're linked to. And so they'll end up killing one of their own in an attempt to killing you. You can also throw down, like I said, the Wood Hammer to stun them and also kind of push them around a bit and break it up. This is why it's kind of key to know what their roles are. Now, speedsters, people like to use speedsters as like almost like a jungler, which they do that. They are good at it. Tyranitar's also good at it, and he's an all-arounder. Charizard's good at it, he's an all-arounder. Pikachu can actually be a jungler. I saw somebody doing a jungle Pikachu the other day. It was actually very well done. And attackers can do jungling, no problem. Speedsters are all about scoring quick. So you get in, you score quick, you get out. And they have a lot of mobility to help with that. Dodrio's a great example. Absol's a great example. And you can even have things like Zeraora is another great example. He has a couple of leaps forward, he leaps in, scores, and then he can either use the eject button out, or you can put Goal Getter on him, and then you can do the Goal Getter and get your score much quicker. But again, learning those roles and learning what they're there for and how they work best is more important than coming up with a concrete build. Very true. And supports aren't always about healing and shields. Take a look at Wigglytuff. Wigglytuff is about pushing people around, doing stuns, and throwing status. This is where kind of Greedent has that ability, because you can use Covet and push people around. You can also throw heals. You can also set him up as a more supportive structure. And so Greedent's kind of like a tanky support. He fulfills 2 roles. So he's just an all-around good Pokemon. Don't take people's tier lists to heart, because they just haven't found their niche yet. That's all I'm saying on that. But I hope everybody had a wonderful time. I hope everybody enjoyed the video. I hope everybody has a fantastic evening and a wonderful tomorrow. And as always, have a good one.